What's going on, people? I am back with my microphone. Basically, this video is just a recap of how 2020 went for me. This wasn't really intended to be a video. I started journaling before the first of the year, and I just kind of wrote down everything that I went through in 2020, and I was like, I guess I wouldn't hurt to make a video out of it. So here's how it went. So first and foremost, I just want to count my blessings. The number one thing that I can say about 2020 is that I was blessings on blessings on blessings. Super blessed that me and my family made it through 2020 safe and healthy. And that's the biggest blessing that we can ask for. Whenever I come across people that I know or, haven't talked to in a while, a lot of people ask me if I was still doing my podcast. And there's a couple of reasons why I decided to not continue to do my podcast. Just number one, I don't think that I'm that interesting. I don't know why anybody would really want to sit there and listen to me talk. Not that it wasn't fun. I had a lot of fun doing those 2 episodes with my wife and my best friend Ricky, and then with the homie Marquise. It was fun. It was a cool experience, and it is what it is. And it wasn't anything about them. It was just really me. But most of all, I just feel like it wasn't really authentic to me. I felt like I was just trying to kind of like force something. Probably about a month before COVID hit, I was actually in a pretty gnarly car accident in my truck. So I was pulling out of the shopping center, checked both ways. Didn't see a truck coming from my left. So I pulled out into the turning lane. Boom. My front left tire hit the middle of his bumper, his front bumper. And so it happened so fast. And next thing I know, I'm just sitting there, just kind of like ears ringing, shaking it off, dust everywhere, glass everywhere. And I'm moving around and stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I look over at the other guy. He's already out of his truck, so he's good. And as far as I know, I didn't have any broken bones. So that right there is a huge blessing in itself. We both walked away from it. No ambulance ride, no hospital visit. But I was pretty upset about it, because that was my truck. That was my baby. I loved my truck so much. But it actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Because then, as we know, COVID hits. And when COVID hit, I actually lost my job. And there was no way. My wife was actually able to keep working. And there was no way that we would have been able to pay all of our bills and my truck and the insurance on the truck with just her income alone. So the fact that both of us walked away from it hardly just with scratches, and also I wasn't upside down on the truck, so I got a check back from my insurance, and the fact that we weren't going to be able to pay for it, I don't know. To me, I don't really believe in coincidences that much. God works in mysterious ways. So negative, I lost my job, but there was a lot of good that came from it. I was able to, stay home with my kids. Schools shut down, daycare shut down. So we actually saved money on daycare. I was able to do, the school work with my son. If you're wondering why I keep looking down, it's because I'm reading off my notes. I also got to skip cleaning windows in this Texas summer heat, so I would definitely count that as a W. Speaking of W's, I caught some major dubs in Warzone. Kind of a bummer for us is like summertime is a really exciting time for us because we always go to water parks and do all kinds of stuff like that. But being that everything was shut down, we had to make do with just a water sprinkler here at home. So we tried our best to make it fun for the kids and keep them, up and moving and stuff. I actually got this awesome sprinkler um, that goes around the top of the trampoline net, and so the kids pretty much just jumped on that every day over the summer. And we went outside and spent time outside and went walking and stuff. And summer wasn't too bad. So then probably about the middle of the year, I I guess I don't know why, but I progressively started to kind of slip into this depression. And there was a lot of things that contributed to that. And I kind of found myself in a really, really, really dark place. Um, it's still kind of fresh, so I don't think I'm really ready to tell that story. But I will definitely in the future, when I feel like I'm ready, I will go into great details about that. But I did get super depressed, and it kind of sucked. It really sucked. And um, the good news is that I was actually able to pull myself out of that. So becoming depressed and stuff, I gained a ton of weight. I just became completely inactive. I became really distant with my wife and my kids, and just just woke up with this dark cloud over me every single day. And it was it was hard for me to process what was going on. But I think a big part of that was just spending so much time inside and just not being active, stuff like that. But luckily, the holidays were right around the corner, and I love the holidays, starting with Halloween, especially having two young kids who, costumes and trick or treating and carving pumpkins and Halloween movies and just all the festivities that come with Halloween. That actually started to make me feel a little bit better, raise my spirits a little bit. Then, of course, Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving and just spending time with family and friends. That that really helped me even more. And then Christmas, of shopping for stockings, shopping for Christmas presents, just all the festivities that go with Christmas. But then also I was able to go back to work, not cleaning windows, but hanging Christmas lights with Andrew, who I clean windows for. It's not that I dug myself out of that depression at that point. I had already been doing that. But going back to work with Andrew gave me the opportunity to talk about these things out loud, because Andrew's always been like a mentor to me. And like with us working together, we have the same mentality. We listen to the same podcasts, read the same books, and we're able to discuss it. And I can tell him about my life and he can give me advice. And he's just always been that mentor for me. And I think that's a big part of why I got so depressed, on top of everything else, dealing with being quarantined and stuff, losing my job and all that. Just not being able to talk and express my feelings and really get some feedback from somebody. So working with him, I was actually able to start talking just about how everything really was. And with that, I was able to come up with my New Year's resolution for this year, and how I was able to just formulate a new approach that I've never done before, that I'm actually currently doing right now. Um, and for details on that, just watch my New Year 2021 video. I'll put it in the description. But so so exiting 2020, I already had a plan. I had actually already started on my New Year's resolution. So I was able to keep pulling myself out of that dark place and start building myself back up. It completely broke me down as a person, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Um, that's how I would describe it, because it took who I was, it took my ego, it took my mentality, it took my spirituality, and it just completely broke me down to basically my base form. And now all I'm left with is just who I really am at the core, and I am able to build myself from that base form and just become who I really, really want to be. And I've taken full advantage of the opportunity. If you took time out to watch this, I appreciate it, and I'm super thankful. Drop a comment down below, just some positivity. Words of encouragement are always accepted. I will have more videos coming out. I'm going to be doing pretty much like a progress report / check-in video at the end of January. And I'm going to say this right now, that I'm crushing it right now. I'm killing it. So I'm really looking forward to making that video. I was thinking about doing like a progress report in the middle of the month, but I feel like at the end of 30 days would be, or at the end of the first month would really be a good point to check in. So be looking forward for that. Once again, I thank you so much for the support and for your encouragement and for just the positive vibes. So y'all be safe, and I'll see y'all next time.